Welcome again to Animals in Society, and this is a short PowerPoint introduction that really goes along with the syllabus to reiterate the main points. And you have all likely just completed the syllabus quiz, so this can just act as a summary. So within this PowerPoint, there's a little information about me and my background, so you kind of know where I'm coming from. Also, you can get more information on my background in the faculty information tab, or actually under the faculty information tab, because at the end of chapter 1, you are going to be completing a biographical sketch telling me a little bit about you and your relationship with animals. So it'll just kind of give us a way of knowing who each other is and where we come from and what our filters might be. So I show American Saddlebreds, and in these three pictures, it shows my horses, and the two on the one on the left and the one in the center are my show horses, and the one on the right, the foal, is my new foal. He is now 7 months old, but when this picture was taken, he was about 10 days old. And so it's one of those things where, as we talk about the subjects, some of them are really tough in terms of animals in society and what our relationship with animals are, what filters we use, and really how we got to where we get in terms of how things should be done and how we see animals in our society and what our relationship should be. So here's an example. If you look at these pictures, people quite frequently ask me, well, how do you get them to pick up their legs like that? And what do you do in their training? And a lot of it is kind of thought to be, not very good. And so if you shift your thought process to behavior and some of the things that maybe are misunderstood in our relationship with animals and what things look like and what perception is, things change a little bit. So if you look at the foal picture on the far left, far right, excuse me, that's a male. And you look at his tail is flipped up over his back, and he's got that left front leg hiked up and his right rear leg. This type of horse is born with that natural motion and that way of going. And so the perception is that things are done to get them to do that. But in actuality, when you study the behavior and the way of going, it becomes a lot more clear. And a lot of the things that we're going to discuss in this class are much like that. It's really becoming educated and developing an understanding of behavior and things of that nature, and finding out and learning the reality of the science of our relationship with animals. In this course, we're going to talk about all types of animals. And from the syllabus, you've probably gleaned that. We're going to talk about pets, we're going to talk about farm animals, we're going to talk about food animals, and we're also going to talk about the human animal. Here are your course objectives, and this is a summary again from the syllabus, and so it goes along with the syllabus. We're going to deal with the interaction of animals and humans as intended to help the student begin a lifelong process of learning and benefiting from the positive aspects of animals in our lives. We're going to talk about social, scientific, and psychological aspects of the human-animal bond. And we're also going to place some emphasis on the responsibilities of pet owners and how to take care of your pet. So the main objective of this class is to give you all an overview of the social and ethical issues, and to have you benefit from the knowledge gained through this course. This is a GE course, and it is developed to teach lifelong learning and lifelong wellness. There's no prerequisites, as you know, and it also fulfills the GE writing requirement. So, as you know from your syllabus, we're going to write a paper, and the cool thing is that the paper that you are going to write is going to be based on your 10 hours of out of service learning. And some of you will want to poke yourself in the eyes and think it's just an extra thing to do, but I've taught this course for 12 years, and I think most of you will find that after you complete your 10 hours of out of classroom service learning, that it is a life-altering experience. And when I read your papers, they, year after year, will touch my heart and make me cry, and I hope they do the same for you. It's a 2,000 word requirement. So kind of the class organization based on the online format or the online nature of this course is your text is online. You've already bought your textbook. We're going to use Kaizena for discussion and feedback. And within the online text and chapters, you're going to have some reading. You're going to look at a lot of videos. You're going to have polling and thought questions. I'm going to infuse some TED Ed lessons within some of those chapters, not all of the chapters. We're going to infuse a few current events, and you're going to make a presentation, a group presentation, and then you're also going to, again, do the service learning out of class assignment and write that paper on that out of classroom service learning assignment. So your responsibilities: complete your assignments. You must complete your 10 hours of class service learning and turn in your writing assignment. And when we communicate, your comments, speaking, your opinions, just have respect. Everyone has the right to their own opinion, and I think we, as humans, if we try to articulate our opinion and have respect for others, we can solve a lot of issues and do it in a way with respect. Your university policies are all on your syllabus, so for further information there you can see your syllabus. So we're going to use Blackboard and your online text. We're going to use Kaizena for a communication platform and email. So make sure that you stay in constant contact with your syllabus, with your online text, and checking your Kaizena and your email. So already you've bought your text. You know that there's no text from the bookstore. You have either got it online or bought it through the bookstore. So grading is based on your quizzes, your presentation, your service learning assignment, and your paper, and that's all clearly defined in your syllabus. And if you want to look further, you have two tabs on your online text: your service learning tab and your assigned topic presentation tab, and you can go there for the actual assignment and to get further information. So all of your papers will be input through those tabs. Don't email me anything, and of course no late papers will be accepted. So here's an outline of the topics. We're going to focus on the importance of animals in our society, obviously, and the human-animal bond, our relationship with pets. We're also going to talk about the role of animals as food, work, and pleasure, the domestication of livestock, responsible animal care. We're going to do a big section on first aid and pet care. We're going to discuss animal ethics, animal rights, animal welfare, biotechnology and animal research, and zoonotic diseases. Those are the diseases that are transferred from animal to man. Here are some basics about animal-assisted involvement, and we're going to go into this in depth in the course. And so to just define these few things, animal-assisted activities are the meet and greet relationships that we have with animals. So it would be taking a dog into a hospital, or taking a dog or a cat into a senior living facility, just to create a feeling of elation and happiness, just a visiting, if you will. Animal-assisted therapy, however, is having a measured outcome. So it would be a process that you might work with a psychologist or a speech pathologist or a psychotherapist and with the assistance of an animal. And a lot of times, hippotherapy or horse therapy is used in this way. And we're going to delve into the subject of horse therapy and therapeutic riding to a great degree. These are some things that you might connect with, some thoughts that you might connect with for your out of classroom service learning. And there are a lot of suggestions on places and folks that you can connect with for your out of classroom service learning project. So two of those would be the horse therapy or the therapeutic riding. And the other really cool one is tail wagging tutors. And so what that is usually it's with your local library, and they would bring dogs, service dogs, into the library and have young children who might have reading difficulties come in and actually read to those dogs. And so the benefit of that is that animals don't judge us, that they really present unconditional love. Think about your animals that you might have in your life, that when you come home from a bad day and you greet your dog, that they're not judging you, that they're happy to see you, that they again give you unconditional love. So it's a really great way for kids that are shy or that have trouble reading really connect and make progress with reading. Also therapy dogs. In this picture, you will see some therapy dogs here, and they are dogs that are utilized in animal-assisted activity and really onto the therapy division, and we're going to delve into this deeply in this course as well. The picture here is of horse therapy, and so the student or the client would be on the horse, and something that you might be involved in is being a part of that as a sidewalker or leading the horse. And you don't have to have any experience in working with these animals to be a part of something like this. So it's really our responsibility to provide proper care for our animals, and in terms of food, shelter, etc. We're going to put an emphasis in this course on prevention and first aid. And so these are just some pictures of me and my family and what we like to do. And I show and ride horses. I have two children. We like to snow ski. We like to water ski. We like to fish and play golf. We have several pets. We like to travel. And so there's just a little bit about me and my family. And of course, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact me via Kaizena or email. And my hope for you in this course is that you learn as much as you can and that everybody gets an A. I always tell my students that I'm not going to tell you what to think. I'm going to hopefully give you all the information. I'm going to hopefully teach you how to think. Not that you don't know how to think, but I'm going to help you try to learn those things that maybe you might not be familiar with. So again, welcome to Animals and Society.